Welcome to my presentation on my network learning project for the University of New Haven's Instructional Technology and Digital Media Literacy program. This screencast-o-matic presentation is a culmination of my network learning project of using old windows and repurposing them into picture frames. I've chosen to use screencast-o-matic as a digital tool due to its ease of use and flexibility in recording. By definition, network learning is a process of developing and maintaining connections with people and information, and communicating in such a way as to support one another's learning. The central term in this definition is connections. Our objective for the class was to solely use online resources to research, develop, and implement our project, which was student choice. Students in the program were given weeks to process this assignment and put it into motion. Weekly reflections were a requirement to the process, and finally, presenting our learning in an online format to share with other class members what we learned and our final thoughts. There is a perception that people have about others who like to do projects around the house. Some people may say hoarder. However, I prefer the term project material collector. I'm always looking for projects to do with my material collections. I thank Pinterest for this obsession. I have mason jars and broken pieces of slate, 5 bins of yarn and scrapbooking supplies that equal 3 aisles at Michael's craft store. I was able to use Pinterest to gather different ideas, from painted windows to greenhouses to finally picture frames. Craigslist provided a way to search for free materials locally to support my habit. And the Etsy website showed me that a handmade item is actually worth something to others, and that people pay a lot of money for other people's creations. This justified my project material collection fixation. I was aware of the assignment from last year, so I was able to process what the expectation was prior to the summer session. I watched the cohort students go through the assignment, ask questions, and view their final projects. I wasn't sure as to which project I wanted to work on. I debated fixing my chimney or doing the window. I had the materials on hand, which was great. This kept my project at a no-cost level. I liked that. It was the deciding factor. I had to only go to my garage and pull out the best window to use. As you can see, the collection of materials was abundant, so no issues there. I chose the best window for the one that needed the least amount of prep based on the peeling and the hardware removal. I needed to remove the metal pieces off the sash and fill the holes with wood putty. After scraping and sanding the window, I taped off the windows and slapped on some paint and waited for the windows to dry. After waiting for the windows to dry, I had to choose from the photos that were going to be in the finished product. This actually turned out to be the hardest part of the project. I used CVS's online photo ordering system and had the prints ready in an hour. Unfortunately, I didn't realize how the cropping was off. I had to spend a lot of time learning how to edit the software for the photos in order to use the pictures I wanted. I did waste time in printing pictures off that didn't work. This led me to look into how to resize images. This also led me to the understanding that using my iPhone camera is not always the best digital tool. It's convenient, but I could have gotten better quality pictures to print off and resize. I used the pictures from the project and created a slideshow to share. This was another unexpected takeaway from the project. The digital tool was used by a classmate for her Ignite talk, and it inspired me to try it out. It was easy to transfer over to YouTube and make available to embed in other platforms like Facebook, Google Slides, and post in my blog. A big part of our assignments are reflecting on process and application. If we didn't do this, we would not be true to ourselves as educators to see how these assignments are relevant to students and our teachers. My biggest takeaway from this assignment is how it can increase motivation and engagement with middle and high school students. Our library media specialist and I will be working together to implement a similar inquiry-based learning project for her students in her specials class. We'll customize the requirements and expectations of a self-selected project and lead students through the same process. We're both very excited to be able to have the flexibility of the curriculum with the students. Included are a list of sites that I visited in order to complete the project. Thank you for taking the time to view my recording, and hopefully it will inspire someone to either start collecting, to have their own material collection stash, or hopefully use one of the tools that I have shared with you in order to create your own presentation. Thank you.